Hello, beautiful souls. In case we haven't met, my name is Jozee, Jozee, Jozee. I got it. I don't even know anymore. It's really hard some days because when you're tuning into your true self, your human name feels really weird. And it doesn't even feel like you anymore. So that's why we need to kind of really give ourselves compassion and love at the moment, because when we have this spiritual awakening, this unfolding, this ascension, this reality shift, we kind of can lose ourselves a little bit. And you can see why some people kind of, want to run off, run away, and change their names and not be who they are as that human character, that human personality construct. But we came here for a reason. We chose our parents, we chose where we were going to um, be birthed. We chose so much of this game, this play, this story, this movie. So it is quite good to embrace it at the same time. But I'm finding it's more helpful to be the observer of who you are on earth, rather than be completely that person. Um, I'm just finding it's kind of a tug of war at the moment of kind of what timeline we're kind of branching off onto, of meaning like the smaller things, not the bigger event markers, but more of how do you feel? Like it's kind of like, well, you can choose. Like I keep seeing these timelines of you can choose to be happy in the now moment, or you can choose to be angry. You can choose to be frustrated. You can choose to be sad. You can choose to be worried. You can choose to be grateful. You can choose to have appreciation. Like we always think that it's the outside world that is controlling us, but really it's within us. We have the choice to choose happiness. And then what happens is it means that we end up choosing a timeline, a reality, a possibility, a potentiality where we create more happiness. So it's really time to kind of take control of how we are feeling. And sometimes you get into victim mode and you're like, oh, that person was mean to me, or that didn't work out for me. But it's so good just to practice resetting all of the time. And okay, so hey, that didn't work out for me. Maybe that wasn't the right thing for me, or maybe I still have some resistance within me, or some fear, or some doubt, or some lack, or some worry. That's why I keep creating these scenarios. So, yeah, I thought I'd do a little coffee and crystals today. So, excuse me. Mm. I do love my coffee. That's one thing I love about Earth. So, yeah, I just focus on things that you do love. So I have my citrine for abundance today, and I have this wild kind of titanium. It's a quartz crystal that's covered in titanium aura. So it's been electroplated, so it goes into like a vacuum chamber and gets sprayed with precious metals to give it that kind of look. And then I have a quartz today, quartz healing crystal. So bring you some healing. So if you want light code activations from higher realms, just say yes, and they will bring you light codes for healing, for abundance, for clarity, calm, wellness, wealth, whatever you so desire. Okay, so you guys, I'm sure have heard of Rebecca Campbell by now. Rebecca Campbell is she does these kind of cards, work your light, and often Danielle Knoll has done the artwork. But Rebecca Campbell is a beautiful soul, and I did a course with her a long time ago, And I actually just pulled out the handbook and I was reading something and I thought, oh, this is super interesting. So I thought I would read it to you guys. So it's called Resistance and Soul Growth. Okay, so what you resist not only persists, but it will grow in size. That is a quote by Carl Jung. So I'll read that again. What you resist not only persists, but it will grow in size. So this is what's happening around the world. We've been purging, and so much negative energy has been coming up and out. But when we start to focus on that negative and hold on to that negative, then we actually create more of it. So we really need to take control of what we are focusing on and how we're feeling and what we're telling ourselves. So Rebecca Campbell is saying our soul's highest calling is often tightly nestled right behind our deepest fear. So the higher your calling, sometimes the more fear you have around it. Sometimes you just don't want to put yourself out there because you're a little bit nervous. Maybe somebody was mean to you at school or made you feel less than. And that's because you weren't feeling confident within yourself. So that person was a trigger to try and make you more confident. So when we step into our biggest, brightest, most expanded self, our core fear is often triggered. So this is what a lot of people have been asking me. Why is it that when I shine my light, people bring me down? But you don't have to, it's more like a confidence within yourself. You don't have to let anybody bring you down. So the core fears are the base fear that stops us from shining bright. So triggered by a childhood experience, our ego uses this experience as evidence that we are separate and alone in this world. And you are not separate and alone. You're far from separate and alone. When when everyone starts seeing all of the energies, all of the guides, all of the angelics, all of the star families around us, you realize we're not alone. How much support and love and source energy, universe, God, goddesses, it's just there is so much love for us. So what happens is we create a dialogue that plays over and over in our heads. So by understanding what our core fear is and the dialogue around it, we can notice it when it begins, then lessen the power of it that it has over us. Okay, so examples. So what happens is she calls them like ego. Rebecca Campbell calls them ego dialogue. So in your mind, you could have it playing on repeat. I'm not good enough. I'm bad. I'm unworthy. I'm all alone. There's something wrong with me. Everyone abandons me. I should be ashamed. I'm unlovable. I'm nothing. We have so many, like the ego construct. It's this personality construct that plays over and over on repeat. And that is not who we truly are. That is not our core essence. That is not our soul. That's just a program that is running. So now it is time to change the programs that are running in our head. Okay, so are there any that that you feel sometimes? That you can hear sometimes. I'm not good enough, or I can't do that, or I don't have enough money, or I'm not as good as that person, or I can't do that, or I did that wrong, or I feel guilty. What do you have running in your mind? So what we need to do is really start to really just do a little meditation and observe those thoughts. It takes a while to really start to change and reset the mind. you've just got to keep doing it every day. You know, as soon as you start to hear those thoughts, just say, well, hey, is this true? You know, am I not worthy? I mean, honestly, source energy, the universe just loves you so unconditionally. You're so worthy, and you have so many more skills and abilities than you ever thought possible. So it's really time to awaken to who we truly are. You know, so I decided to pull a card from Rebecca Campbell. So I was just kind of asking, you know, what is our soul calling us to do? You know, how can we clear this energy? How can we clear the outdated systems? And so I did pull a card. I'm going to pull another one actually. I thought maybe we'll just pull one together. Okay. So let's have a look. What does it say? Awakening. Okay, we got the awakening card. Energetic upgrades. Okay, so a new way of being. A new way of being, integration. Okay, so it's time to really set our default systems to the new earth frequencies, to 5D, to higher realities, with more love, more compassion, more peace, more heart-based knowing, more wellness, feeling good, feeling happy, feeling just like abundance, and just more of a stillness and flow and ease. Okay, so what we need to really do is just really we can kind of just look at those negative thoughts, like we can just go, okay, is this us? Am I worthy? Yes, I am worthy. Okay, so then we can send those negative thoughts away, or we can just integrate them and let them flow through and release them. Because sometimes when you actually feel them and you feel the energy behind them, it kind of shatters that old energy and just releases them. So yeah, I want you guys to be happy. You deserve happiness. You deserve wellness. This is one of my amethyst agates that I'm a bit obsessed with at the moment. I just love the contrast of the amethyst with agate at the bottom, full of healing power. Boom, that one. So sending that to you, and cheers with the coffee. And yeah, just sending so much love and light wherever you are in the world, wherever you are in the universe. You are deserving, you are loved, and it is time to really up the game. There is a huge, huge collective timeline available for everybody, and it has new earth frequency that is filled with just so much more ease, so much more wealth, abundance, just healing, and just a cleaner planet, healthier everything, from the ocean to the animals to the humans to the clouds, to the air, to the water, to everything. There is just solutions that are unfolding for everybody. So it's just time to believe. We need to believe to receive, and we need to do our part. And all we need to do is give ourselves a love and compassion, and visualize and feel your dreams, feel that abundance, feel that wellness, feel that health, feel that flow. And then it's going to really help the whole entire world. So I love you guys so much. Sending good vibes your way. Peace, love. I will talk to you soon. Bye for now.